Hello, I'm Christopher Keenan, and I am Senior Vice President and Executive Producer for Mattel Television. Mattel Television is one of three arms of entertainment at Mattel, and I head up the creative of the television division, but we also have a Mattel Films group as well as a Mattel Digital Engagement group. Again, my role is specific to the creative when it comes to television. Mattel Television develops and produces content for a number of different audiences, and very often those audience groups overlap. As most of you know, Hit Entertainment is part of Mattel and has a long history in the preschool space, and we're definitely continuing with that at Mattel Television, and we've got a robust development slate and quite a few productions underway, led, of course, by Thomas, who I'm sure you're all familiar with. But we have a number of other preschool properties in the hopper that will be coming out soon. And by preschool, I definitely am referring to both the 2 to 5-year-old audience as well as that more transitional audience of 4 to 7-year-olds. In addition to that, we do a lot of content specifically for the broad kid audience of 6 to 11, of course, sort of bleeding into demos on either end of that group. And more we're doing content for tweens and teens and family audiences where kids, parents, caregivers, everybody can watch together. My focus is on animation, but we do have a newly formed live action group as well. And that's certainly focused on a much broader audience, sort of a general audience, if you will, with reality shows and game shows and other long form narrative live action content. So we're really trying to serve up something for everyone. One of the unique things about creating content at Mattel Television is that we are part of Mattel, the larger corporation. And being the entertainment arm of a toy company has its unique challenges and opportunities. When I think about what makes producing content for Mattel different than producing it elsewhere, I always come back to the notion that we're not just creating great entertainment, we're also creating stories that can lend themselves to a wide number of other platforms and applications. Whenever we're developing a show or producing a show, we try to plant the seeds, not so much for specific toys to be produced, but seeds that can grow into a system of play or a play pattern that can be extended beyond the screen. Our goal is to really engage the audience, whether they're watching the show or enjoying the characters in some other way when the set is turned off. So, for example, when you think about all the different arms at a company like Mattel, whether it's starting with toys and consumer products and interactive and publishing, and the list goes on, any property we look at, we immediately look for all the different ingredients that can eventually serve those different arms of the company. It really is about building an entire world, more so than one specific show. And that world becomes the basis for a brand, a franchise, a property that can really, truly be experienced by viewers and consumers in a number of different ways. We've just found that audiences really love to engage with characters, not just passively by watching the entertainment, but actively by playing out new stories with them, with toys, or reading about them in off-screen publishing that extends the experience even further. So I would say it is a unique position to be in, because when we start to develop something from the ground up, whether it's an existing brand, a brand we acquire, or an all new original idea, we're not only looking for terrific characters that are relatable and enjoyable and aspirational and all of those things, but we want to make sure those characters are in stories that kids are going to want to replicate, that kids are going to want to experience again and again in other formats. Over the years, Mattel Television has produced an enormous amount of content and shows of every shape and form. We've had some that are more successful than others, and when I think about what contributes to that success, it always comes down to character. There have been many, many different executions across Barbie, for example, some more successful than others. But right now, we're at work on half a dozen different productions, whether they're series or specials. And the deeper we go into the character universe, the story of Barbie, the character, not the doll, the more audiences seem to relate to that and come back again and again. The same is true for Thomas and Friends, and most recently with Masters of the Universe. It was an incredibly rich character universe that we were able to bring to life. And we've got a couple of things coming out soon that we anticipate will also resonate with audiences in the same way, because the characters themselves are so wholly relatable. Monster High being a terrific example, a show that we're currently producing with Nickelodeon. It truly is, for me, all about engaging characters who are involved in stories that either deliver on wish fulfillment or help audiences sort of better understand the world around them. I'm really pleased to say that our development roster right now is more diverse and more robust than it's ever been. It's made up of everything from classic, well-known Mattel properties to never before seen original ideas from first-time creators. My emphasis is on animation, and most of the projects in our development slate are animated, but we do have a live action arm that is developing both original and branded content for live action. When we think about what would be ideal for our wish list and what are we looking for, rarely do we specify a particular genre or for a particular age group, because as most of you know, the market changes all the time. The appetite for different buyers or platforms is always evolving. And so what we try to focus on is, what do we do best? And I believe what we do best is to create universes, create characters that can really, really shine in the entertainment space, but that also have direct application in, as I mentioned before, all the other arms of the company. So we're not looking for a specific thing. What we're looking for is things that are specific, if that makes any sense. So I truly encourage people to come and pitch us with ideas that are not just duplicating what's out there, or are not trying to duplicate what they think a Mattel show should be. I welcome completely original ideas or adaptations or interpretations of something that else is going on in the world. It's an open, the opportunities are there, and it's an open invitation to come and share your best ideas with us. There's not one way to pitch to Mattel. We're at all the different markets and festivals, and we welcome meeting with you in person. If that's not possible, you can always reach out to me via email at christopher.keenan@mattel.com, and either I or someone from my team will respond to you and have you sign an NDA, and we're happy to take a look at pitch materials or set up a call or a Zoom or whatever works best. As long as we have an NDA in place, we're always happy to talk.